You ever get that, like, I don't know, feeling when you watch those old monster movies?
Yeah.
Like, they totally creeped you out,
Oh, for sure.
but you can't help but keep watching.
Totally.
Well, today we're going to deep dive into the world of a guy who's made a career out of bringing those creatures to life.
Doug Jones.
Doug Jones, exactly.
Yeah, he's played some seriously iconic monsters.
Oh, absolutely.
Like the Pale Man
Oh, creepy.
in Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh, so good.
And the Amphibian Man in The Shape of Water.
Classic.
The guy's a legend.
He is. And what's so interesting to me is that he didn't exactly start out wanting to be, like a monster actor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he actually pictured himself playing these, like, more, goofy, lovable characters.
That's cool.
Like, I don't know, a Dick Van Dyke type.
Oh, yeah.
Or, like Kramer from Seinfeld.
Oh, interesting.
Kind of ironic, right?
Yeah.
Supposed to be the guy next door, but ends up...
Well, I mean, he is super tall and slender, right?
Yeah, like 6'3".
And he has that mime background.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So maybe it kind of, like, steered him in a different direction.
It's like fate had other plans.
Definitely.
I bet all that mind training came in handy, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, think about it.
So much of it's nonverbal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All that emotion.
Yeah.
You got to convey it without speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you've got the heavy prosthetics.
Oh, yeah. And sometimes limited visibility.
Totally. And sometimes even, like, stilts and stuff.
It's like acting on hard mode.
For real.
Yeah.
Which actually brings me to the makeup process.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, can you imagine? Hours in the makeup chair. Layers and layers of latex.
I know, right?
All that tiny detailed work.
It's intense.
It would drive me crazy.
But for Doug Jones, it's like this Zen thing.
Really?
Yeah, he uses that time to like...
To what?
To just like chill.
Like relax.
Yeah, go over his lines,
Oh,
get into character.
That's incredible.
While the artists do their thing.
Most people would be like climbing the walls after an hour.
I know, right?
It speaks to his dedication, for sure.
Definitely.
And his patience.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So if the makeup's not the hard part for him...
Then what is?
What does he say is actually the biggest challenge?
Performing.
Really?
Yeah, giving an emotional performance.
Wow.
Delivering the dialogue.
Right.
All while you're basically encased in, rubber and prosthetics.
That's wild.
It's got to be physically and emotionally demanding.
Oh, for sure.
But it's like he thrives on it.
He does, and that kind of leads to another interesting thing about him.
What's that?
He plays all these terrifying creatures, right?
Uh-huh.
But he's known as, like, the nicest monster in Hollywood.
He is, yeah.
Isn't that kind of a funny contrast?
It is.
Makes him even more fascinating, I think.
Yeah.
It's like he's got all the technical skills to bring these creatures to life.
Yeah.
But he also brings this humanity to them,
Yeah.
a vulnerability.
That's what makes him so good, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because he approaches these roles with such kindness.
Right.
Even when he's playing, like, the most monstrous of beings.
Makes sense.
It's pretty cool.
It is.
Which, speaking of cool,
Oh, yeah.
we got to talk about his work with Guillermo del Toro,
Oh, absolutely.
a director who clearly loves monsters.
And has such a unique vision.
Totally. And their partnership has produced some seriously iconic films.
Oh, yeah.
Hellboy, Pan's Labyrinth.
Don't forget The Shape of Water.
Oh, of course.
I mean, come on.
And what I love is that their working relationship seems to be just as special.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like this blend of creative vision and mutual respect.
They just click.
And Del Toro, he has this really specific way of working with actors.
Like what?
Well, he tailors his approach to each actor's personality, which is cool.
That's really interesting.
Like, there's this story from the set of Hellboy 2
Oh, yeah.
where Doug was having trouble with this really complex action scene.
Oh, I can imagine.
And Del Toro, I guess he was trying to get a more
A more what?
like raw, visceral performance out of him.
Okay.
And finally he just yells, "Doug, you're boring me to tears."
Oh, wow. Really?
And it worked.
That's hilarious.
Right.
But it goes to show, right?
What?
How Del Toro understands actors.
Totally. He knew exactly what to say.
To get that reaction.
And sometimes a little humor can unlock some really powerful emotions.
That's true.
And speaking of powerful emotions, let's talk about Doug's vampire roles.
Oh, perfect timing.
Because he's gone from playing the hilarious Baron Afanas in What We Do in the Shadows
To taking on his dream role.
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. It's amazing.
Like, these roles bookend his career,
Yeah.
showing his range and ability to embody both the comedic and the tragic.
Totally.
It's amazing.
It is. And it's like playing Baron of Fanos, right? It kind of let him, explore that lighter side of vampires
Oh, yeah, for sure.
before diving into the, I don't know, like the real darkness of Nosferatu.
Totally. Like a warm-up for the ultimate monster role.
Exactly.
And this new Nosferatu film, it's not your typical remake.
It's not.
The director, David Lee Fisher,
Yeah.
he, meticulously recreated scenes from the 1922 original,
Wow.
the silent film.
Oh, wow.
Talk about a visual spectacle.
Seriously.
They even used green screen technology
Oh, cool.
to blend the old footage with the new
That's awesome.
seamlessly.
Wow. So it's like,
It's like stepping back in time.
yeah.
And they shot the whole thing in black and white
Oh, really?
to give it that, extra haunting, timeless vibe.
Oh, that's perfect for Nosferatu.
Totally. But what I'm really curious about is Doug Jones's take on Nosferatu.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's talked about wanting to, find the humanity in the monster.
Right.
Explore his loneliness, his desires.
Yeah, it's tragic.
It is.
He's driven by these primal urges,
Right.
but he's also cursed by them.
And that scene in Ellen's bedroom
Oh, yeah.
where he finally gives in to those desires.
That's messed up.
Doug actually called it
What do you call it?
beautifully horrific,
Oh, wow.
which I think sums it up perfectly.
Yeah.
It's his turning point for him.
Like a moment of realization.
Yeah, that even getting what he wants.
It doesn't bring him happiness.
It's like the ultimate curse.
Yeah, and it makes you think, right?
About what?
About desire
Mm-hmm.
and whether fulfillment is even possible.
Especially for a creature like Nosferatu,
Yeah.
caught between two worlds.
Totally.
So there's this, deeper philosophical layer to the film.
Yeah, it's more than just a monster movie.
It is. Okay, before we get too deep into the existential stuff,
Yeah.
I want to take a quick detour.
Yeah.
Did you know that Doug Jones played Mac tonight?
Wait, really?
Yeah, in those old McDonald's commercials?
No way.
Yeah. From a singing moon to,
To iconic movie monsters.
Exactly.
Talk about range.
Seriously. And it all started with those referrals from makeup artists.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Remember how we talked about how close-knit that community is?
Mhm. Yeah.
They saw his potential early on
They spread the word.
that he was the guy.
And if you needed someone who could handle anything.
Literally.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, let's get back to the makeup for Nosferatu.
Okay.
They went for a more, aged and wrinkled look this time.
Oh, interesting.
Apparently, he wore more prosthetics for this role than any other actor who's played Nosferatu.
Oh, wow.
Must have taken forever to apply.
Seriously.
But get this, the makeup design.
Yeah.
It actually has this crazy backstory.
Oh, what is it?
So years ago, way before the movie was even a thing,
Okay.
Doug's friend, this makeup artist named Mike Elizalde,
Right.
he sculpted a Nosferatu head
Oh, wow.
on a life cast of Doug's face
That's cool.
as a passion project.
Wow.
Talk about fate.
No kidding?
And when Doug got the role,
Yeah.
he knew he had to use Elizalde's design.
It's like it was meant to be.
Totally. And that's not the only cool connection.
Oh, there's more.
Doug actually suggested Sarah Carter,
Wait, his co-star from Falling Skies?
the one and only,
Oh, wow.
for the role of Ellen.
That's awesome.
So he's not just playing his dream role.
He's working with people he trusts.
People who get him.
I bet that makes a huge difference.
Oh, yeah.
On and off screen.
Definitely. I bet their chemistry is amazing.
Speaking of chemistry,
Yeah.
have you heard of Stinky Johannes Conscious?
The name rings a bell, but
Well, buckle up. This guy was wild.
okay.
Even before he was a vampire, he was like this respected official. But on his deathbed,
Yeah.
he confesses to all these sins,
Like what?
like selling his son to the devil.
Whoa. Okay, that escalated quickly.
Right.
And I'm guessing the devil said deal.
Pretty much.
So what happened?
Well, Conscious gets all this wealth.
Okay.
Then he dies.
Mm-hmm.
Huge storm at his funeral.
There.
But boom, he comes back from the dead.
Classic vampire move.
But this guy,
What about him?
he was a total menace.
What did he do?
Strangled people, threw goats around, vomited fire, drank all the milk in town.
Wait, vomited fire. What kind of vampire is this?
And it gets weirder.
How?
He kept trying to get into women's beds,
Okay.
but he had like the worst breath.
That's where the stinky comes from.
Exactly.
So they figured out he was a vampire.
Eventually, they tried to burn him.
Wow.
He wouldn't burn.
What?
They had to like chop him up first.
Whoa, that's intense.
Yeah, it's a wild story.
So true story or just a legend?
It's Polish folklore, but it was written down by this guy,
Whoa.
Henry Moore,
Okay.
and he was using it as like a commentary on atheism. So
Interesting.
it's a cautionary tale.
About the dangers of straying from the righteous path.
Something like that.
It's a fun glimpse into,
The darker side of vampire lore.
for sure. Okay, let's have some fun with this.
Oh, yeah.
Let's play Would You Rather
Okay. I'm with you.
with 3 of Doug Jones's most iconic characters.
Which ones?
Billy Butcherson from Hocus Pocus,
Yeah.
Baron Afanis,
Haha.
and Nosferatu.
Ooh, good lineup.
Okay, first question.
Hit me.
Who would win the Hunger Games?
Ooh. That's tough.
I feel like Billy's out immediately,
Yeah, he's got the whole stitched together zombie thing.
but no real powers.
Right.
It'd be between the Baron and Nosferatu?
Yeah, the Baron's got the physicality.
Or more power.
But Nosferatu is, like, cunning.
and strategic. It's a close one.
I'm going to go with the Baron.
Really? Why?
I think he'd use his charm.
To make alliances.
Exactly. Plus, he's just so entertaining.
Good point. Who wouldn't want him on their team?
Exactly. Okay, next question.
Okay, who would successfully take over the world?
That's a good one.
I think Nosferatu has the edge here.
Oh, interesting. Why?
He's subtle, patient,
Yeah.
pulling strings from the shadows.
Well, everyone's distracted by the Baron.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nosferatu's a mastermind.
He's playing the long game.
Totally.
Okay, last one.
All right. Who would have the biggest TikTok following?
Oh, come on. That's easy.
Right.
Billy Butcherson. He's got the moves, the look, the whole zombie thing.
Plus, there's that deleted scene from Hocus Pocus
Oh, yeah.
where he's like, going all out at the dance party.
Someone needs to leak that footage.
Imagine Billy Butcherson doing the Thriller dance.
It would break the internet.
Okay, enough hypothetical TikTok fame.
Right.
Let's talk about Doug's future projects.
What's he got coming up?
Well, he's got a bunch of stuff in the works,
Oh, yeah.
including some more human roles.
Really? Like what?
Like, there's this episode of Blue Ridge
Okay.
where he plays a mountain man.
Interesting.
It's different for him,
Yeah.
Shows his range,
Totally. He's not afraid to try new things.
which also explains his role in Operation Taco Gary's.
That's the one about the alien conspiracy, right?
Yeah, and guess who plays the alien mastermind?
Doug Jones.
Doug Jones.
Trying to blend in with humans.
Trying to blend in. It's going to be hilarious.
Dude, I can't wait to see it.
I love that he's, still exploring new things.
Eh.
Even after all this success in the monster genre.
He's not afraid to branch out.
Makes you wonder if we'll see him in, a rom-com someday.
You never know. I mean, this is the guy who played a dancing mummy.
That's right. For Southwest Airlines. His first commercial.
Talk about starting out strong.
He's always been willing to embrace the unconventional.
Definitely.
But when we look back at Doug Jones's career, what does it all mean?
I think it shows us that,
Yeah.
success doesn't always follow a straight path.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Sometimes those detours,
The unexpected turn.
they lead to the most fulfilling destinations.
I love that.
And it makes you wonder
About what?
if those early roles, the ones that seem so different from his dreams,
Yeah.
maybe they actually laid the groundwork for everything that came after.
Like each experience, each character,
Added another layer.
until he was ready for Nosferatu.
Exactly. It's amazing how it all comes together.
It is. And what I find so inspiring about him
Yeah.
is that he doesn't just play these creatures.
He brings them to life.
He humanizes them,
He finds that vulnerability.
even when they're scary.
He makes us connect with them.
He's a master,
Yeah.
a true artist.
He gets it.
He understands that the best
All
monsters...
select our own humanity.
So to anyone listening, if you're feeling stuck,
Or discouraged.
remember Doug Jones's story.
Embrace the unexpected.
Work hard, stay positive.
And never stop exploring.
You never know where your path might lead.
Well said.
And even if you don't end up playing a vampire in a movie.
There's a little Doug Jones in all of us.
Yeah.
That ability to find beauty in the unexpected.
And to connect with others through kindness.
That's what matters.
Beautifully said. Be sure to check out Nosferatu
A symphony of horror.
on Apple TV+.
And stay tuned for all of Doug Jones's other amazing projects.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.